Morning, Robert Davis back here with you. How you doing? Hope you're having a good, the New Year's being good to you. And I'm back after a bit of a hiatus. I've been working on moving my office. Also, I got a new iPad. My wife got one for Christmas, and so uh, I started messing around to set that up for her, and was so impressed that I got one myself. So I've been playing around with that and having a lot of fun. I've created two new fonts and practicing my calligraphy, and it's a lot of fun. What I want to do this evening, is to walk you through a start to finish, step by step SQLite database application, and we're going to use a free tool called SQLite Expert Personal Edition. Here we are. And we're going to create a new database. And I'm just going to call this contacts. Contacts, that's fine. And from here, you see in contacts, we can create a new table. Now, we're going to call this contacts also. And then go to the columns tab and add a column. And we want primary key for our table, so we're going to call this contact ID, and it's SQL type. Must be, for our primary key, it must be a type of integer, not int or small int or large int64. It must be of type integer to function as a primary key, plus with the auto increment we're going to slap on it. Okay, so I didn't finish that. Modify. There we go. We don't need a size, that's handled internally. It may not be null. That's all we need there. And then we're going to jump over here to primary key and select, oh no, we just need to add the column. We'll select contact ID and we're going to make this an auto increment. Now I have mixed feelings about auto increment, but as long as it's working for you, go ahead and use it. I have seen some chatter here and there that auto increment's not reliable, but so far it has been for me. Let's go back to columns and add a few more and call this F name for first name, and this is going to be varchar. We'll make this 25, and it cannot be null. Everybody has to have a first name and a last name. It doesn't have to be unique. We're good to go there. Add. We'll call this M name, middle name. Var 25. This may be null. That's fine. Not everybody has a middle name and wants to use it. We're going to add L name for last name. Parent. Oops, so 25. This may not be null. Everybody has to have a last name if you're going to track them. And two more fields. and make that 15. And that may be null. You may not know their phone number at the time. And we'll add one more. And that will be email. Yeah. And I'm going to give that 100. And that could be null if you don't have that. So let's apply changes. That's all we got to do. Now let's right click on contacts again and say new table. And we're going to call this photos. And we need a primary key column. So let's call this photo ID. It has to be a type integer. It may not be null. Now you can do the rest of the column. We'll do them since we're right here. We'll add photo, and that will be a type of blob. And that could be null. It doesn't really matter. So we'll okay that. We're going to add the contact ID type integer. We're not going to worry about it being null or not. Click OK. And then let's go to the primary key. Click add and get our field name, contact ID. No, I'm sorry, photo ID and auto increment. Okay, so that should do it for our database. So we need to apply our changes to this table since we structured it. And we've got our database built. And let's close this so we don't get any arguments about the database being locked elsewhere when we go to Delphi. And we'll go to Delphi right now. And we'll create a new Windows VCL application. And it's a database application, so let's just go ahead and start out by making our database connections. And we're going to use FireDAC for SQLite. And we'll right click on this. I wouldn't try to do this through the object inspector. It's not as obvious. Okay, and our driver is going to be SQLite. Yeah, I got it. Matter of fact, database, browse to it from here. And let's see, where did I put that? Oh, I think it's on the desktop. Contacts, there it is. And let's test this. We can, let's see, we'll test this. We don't need any of that. Connection established successfully. So we'll click OK. Turn this login prompt off from the object inspector. They should have that on the dialog for the connection. Okay, let's get two tables. 1, 2. And we'll spread these out a little. And I'm not going to worry about symmetry here. And our connection is already established for the two tables. So all we need to do is go down here in the object inspector and select the table name. And this will be contacts. And this table name, oh, I got the form. This table name will be photos. Okay. And let's just see if we can connect these guys. We'll do a shift click here and go up here to active and click on false and make it true. And yes, they're both connected just fine. And because we activated the tables, the connection, of course, automatically activates first. Okay, so let's double click on table 1, add all fields. And we're just going to take first name through email. If I can control these hand trimmers. And we'll put those here. And let's make these a little more reasonable width. That's a little. I'll make them 264. Because I like that number. Anyway, and we need to run up here and get a data control and the DB navigator. And we'll put that up here. And we need to assign the data source to the DB navigator. And that will be data source 1, which is right here. We'll put that under that guy right there. Okay, and let's double click on table 2, fields editor, and we'll add all fields. And then all we need here is the photo. The photo ID and the contact ID is going to be maintained by SQLite database engine. So we'll drag this baby down here. Let's see. This is a little hard for me. I have pretty bad hand trimmers. Almost got it. There we go. And then we're going to make the photo itself a height of 264 and a width of 264. I found that measurement to be real suitable for eyeballing your photos for. And let's get another DB navigator and put that puppy up here. There we go. Assign its data source. Data source 2. And we can tighten this up a little bit. And let's see. We should be ready to go for the contacts. So let's try this. We're going to put data source 2 over here under this guy. And we're going to go to FD connection and disconnect that. And that disconnects both of the tables you see. So you've got a runtime environment, which is when we start the application, and a design time environment, which is like what we're doing right now. We're designing. But we're going to turn this over to runtime. And so you need to have the connection closed at design time. And what we'll do is go to the form events and go to on show, click, and we'll say FD table 1 open. And FD table 2 open. And then let's see, where is our close? On close, we'll put, this is really simple. We'll put FG connection. If I could type one, close. There. Let's go back to the design. Looking good so far. So let's run this. And you see we're ready. We can begin work now. So, fat finger in the keyboard. Hey, and you see we can put a photo in here if we were to have the load and clear buttons working, but I was just going to test out the context side and make sure that's working before we go any farther. And that's working fine. You see we can scroll back and forth. And both our records are there. Okay, so let's quit out of this. And because the form closed, our connection is closed also. You'll see connected false. Okay, now let's cheat and we will save this. So we need a new folder and we'll say contacts SQLite and then we'll double click on this and we'll call this view name and let's see, what should we call this project? Contacts and test. Okay, so let's go ahead and close all. Let's open this project and rip off some code, primarily from the load button. Let's just take the whole thing from the first begin to the last end. Control C to copy that. And you see this is simple down there, or just change the variant to null. So let's say close all, go back to contact and photos, put a button on the form, just a standard button, matter of fact 2 of them. That'll be button 2. Okay. And button 1. And let's get these guys a little out of the way. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah. And we'll call this mode. And we'll call this clear. Okay. Tighten this up just a little bit. A little bit. Okay, that'll do. I'll double click on load and we'll do the whole thing here. Control V to paste. Oh, and then you see we need, go back to design. We need to put an open picture dialog. Just put that on there. That's all we need to do at that point, and then go back to the load. And you see we have all that. What we need now is, no, I think we're good. Yes. So let's go back to design, double click on clear. That gets the procedure logged in up here, and then opens the code up down here. And what we'll do is say to edit oops, FD table to field by name photo as variant equals null. We're just nulling out the contents of that field, and then we'll say D table to post. Now let's think about this. Yes, this should all be correct. Let's look at design mode. Should be good to go here. And let's run this. Let me see, make sure that this connection is off. Okay, and run this. But it says database is locked. And I know what it is. It's this crazy Norton Ultimate that I have. We're going to close out of this. We're going to view details, exclude process, clear list. Yes. Yes. And close. Let's just see. Our connection is closed. Let's just see if it'll do this now. Yes, now the database is not locked. Now, we want a picture for Robert. Let's go find one. Let me see. That's on my D drive. Files, where does it belong? Photos. And that's me. And then you look, if you go over here. Oh, we didn't hook up the, I'm sorry. We didn't hook up the two tables to relate them, which is a critical issue. So don't let me short you here. We're going to go to FD table 2, set its master source to data source 1. That's your only option. Master fields is going to be contact ID. Put that over into the included fields from the source fields. Click OK. And you want contact ID is here, and we can remove that, and we can close this, and now let's run it. Let's see, it's closed. Yes, can run it now. Now you see, because I didn't have the tables hooked up together, it is stored in the database, but it's not linked properly. So let's just do that again. Okay, there we go. And if we scroll, you see Linda has no picture. So let's give her one. And there's my lovely bride. And let's add somebody here. A very good friend of mine. Can I spell or what? And we'll post this. You can do it either by clicking this button, the post button, or scrolling off it. We'll just scroll off it and scroll back to it, and you see it saves it. And we'll get her picture on here too. This is my very good friend Isabel. And so you see, if we scroll back and forth, pictures are associated just by creating the master source and the fields that are needed. So I have more pictures, so let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and load this black and white over. Scroll off of this. You see Linda's there. There's only one photo. Over. Scroll to me. There's only one photo. So let's throw another one on there. That's me way, many decades ago in the honor guard at Fort Devens at the Intelligence School. So now you see, if we go back and forth, oh no, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit load only. You've got to add the record, then load, and we'll go get. Let's say this guy here. And so you see, while we're on that record, there's two photos for me now. Linda, she still just has the one. Isabella, she has two. Nope. Because I simply did the load. So click the new record button there, load, and here we go. And then you look, and she's got two now. And we'll plus again, load, And she got 3 now. So each record contains either none or one or many photos for your contacts. Another thing that you'd want to do here is probably flesh out the contact information more, adding, maybe address, city, state, and zip, a few more phone numbers. You could make a related table with phone numbers, a related table with emails for people that have more than one, and many, many more contact information fields. But let's do a little eye candy to close this. And we're going to say what our form caption should be. X with food SQLite. So there's that. And we want it to be centered on the screen, not the default. Let's say position. Yeah, position. Here we go. Position screen center. And let's make it look nice. 2. Project options. Appearance. And we'll come way down here to widespread the light. I like that one. Save that. And you see, because this is version 11.2 Alexandria, the IDE in design mode shows the style. So let's run this and see it again. And there we go. Now, of course, they only showed the first one. That's why we have this DB Navigator over here for the photos. And that's the reason we kind of made it appear separated. And that's how you do that. That's a step-by-step walkthrough of SQLite using as the SQLite IDE the SQLite Expert Personal Edition, and that is totally free. The Professional Edition has many more features, but I'm convinced after using the Personal Edition, I own the Professional Edition, but I'm convinced after using the Personal Edition quite a bit that you can get pretty much everywhere you need to go using the Personal Edition. But check it out. I'll put a link in the description of where to get SQLite Expert, both versions, and you can decide for yourself. Play with them all you want. There's a 30-day trial period on the professional version. You can start using personal right away. So there's that. And I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing it for you. Again, my name's Robert Davis. And we'll do more of this using different databases and different IDEs for the databases and moving on. But I'm moved into my new office now, so you can expect a good bit more out of me than I have recently. Kind of was preoccupied. But anyway, y'all have a very good weekend. It's Friday night here, almost Saturday morning, by about 15 minutes. Y'all have a great weekend, and I hope you're well and enjoying life. So, we'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye.